So when it comes to selling on Amazon, there are tons of categories out there that can make you so much money when it comes to selling on the Amazon platform. But one of the biggest categories that you can make money in is only available through a certain time period, and that category is known as the Meltable category. Now, this category, you can certainly FBM these type of products throughout the whole entire year, but when it comes to doing them FBA, the time window is only available from October the 15th all the way to April the 30th. And this is a huge opportunity that us as Amazon sellers can take, because there is so much money to be made, there is so much profit out there, so many different products, and so not using this category to your advantage is just costing you money. And on this video, I'm going to go over a few tips on how to maximize your profits selling in the Meltable category and everything you basically need to know about the Meltable category. So, but without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Be sure to smash the like button, drop a comment down below, let me know what you guys think, and as always, let's just get straight into it. So if you don't know what a meltable product is when it comes to selling on Amazon, essentially it's anything that can vary from like chocolates, gummies, or just really anything that can melt, hence the term meltable product, right? Now keep in mind, some products, when you're searching them on Amazon, you're trying to do the research and whatnot, they might not trigger any software such as RevSeller, SellerAmp, or any software like that will notify you if it's a meltable or not. And so with some of these products, just use common sense. If it's a bag of chocolates, they don't pop up as a meltable on the platform, then you as a consumer, as a seller, should kind of assume that it's gonna melt, right? Especially if it's like 100 degrees out there. There's no reason why you should be trying to send in a chocolate when it's 100 degrees, okay? But if you decide to FBM some meltable products, be sure to use stuff like ice packs and whatnot and package them really well so that hopefully they don't end up as melted to the customer. But if they do, don't be surprised. Now, again, that's if you're doing some FBM, which you can do all year round. But during the time of the holidays and whatnot, Amazon opens the gates into actually sending them as FBA. And so, which is good because during this time, the weather's a little bit cooler. You're able to send them in. You don't have to worry about them being melted or anything. And so taking advantage of this opportunity is huge because you'll be able to find more SKUs. You'll be able to find more products, like just make more money in this category alone. Now, of course, there are some pros, cons, and everything else in between when it comes to selling in this category. So some of the cons are obviously that, you need to kind of think ahead of time, right? So, as when it comes to listing multiple products on FBA, as FBA on, Amazon Seller Central, it won't allow you until the day of the actual opening. And so being able to send a shipment in as soon as possible is crucial when it comes to the Meltable category, because then you're able to beat, 90% of your competition who isn't sending those shipments in, who hasn't prepared, who hasn't taken advantage fully yet of actual meltable products. So if you're one of the first to send them as FBA and actually get your products to the end consumer on time, you'll be able to take advantage of huge major profits since there's very low seller count and therefore maximizing your profits. Now, do keep in mind, over time, more and more sellers will hop on, these listings. But if you can be the first one, one of the first ones to actually, list your products as the FBA, you'll get so much more buy box and so much more profit as well. So just keep in mind. Not to mention, the Meltable category is so profitable just because there's so many holiday events during the Meltable season, right? So again, this time period opens on October 15th, which means it's about like 2 weeks away from Halloween. So that being said, you're able to take advantage of sending those Halloween candies, such as like, M&Ms, Kisses, Jolly Ranchers, or just, anything that you can think of that's consumable and could potentially melt. I mean, it's just crazy that you can take advantage of all these seasonal things, right? And then not to mention, like Christmas even. There's a ton of meltable Christmas products out there that are meltables that you can take huge advantage of. And not even just grocery products themselves, right? So other meltable stuff such as like candles and whatnot, which I've sold before, like the wax type of products from Walmart. I've sold those before. Those are meltables, and stuff like that can be very profitable, again, if you're willing to send in those products ASAP and actually maximize your profits with them, okay? So again, this window of opportunity with doing meltables is so huge and so major that honestly, it needs to play a huge part into your business because, again, you're just missing out on so many opportunities and so much money. Now, again, going back into being able to be one of the first ones when it comes to sending in your multiple products as FBA, you also have to keep in mind towards the end of multiple season, you need to keep track of what products are selling well and what products may or may not have moved by then, okay? Because by the last month or so of multiple season, most sellers will start tanking their prices to as low as possible, because otherwise, if you keep your products in the Amazon facilities, I mean, they're gonna destroy them. I mean, which is crazy, right? Because if they destroy them, you're basically out entirely out of that money. I mean, which if you're a small Amazon seller could mean a lot of money, but even at a big scale could mean a lot of money too as well, right? And even though you can write all that off, you definitely want to get back most of your money back if you're able to sell it. So just something to keep in mind, that as you get towards the end of multiple season, that you want to sell out, you want to just get back whatever capital you have. Personally, during these times, I usually tell my team a month or two, before the season ends, to really just stop sourcing any new multiple product. Because keep in mind, if you source something 2 months before the actual expiration date for multiple season, I mean, even if you source the product, you buy the product, you prep it, and you send it in, it's probably going to take you a month max for it to fully be checked in. Now, of course, it depends on your facility, the warehouse where it's going to, and how fast the check-in times are. But you don't want to risk too much of your capital in the multiple category right before the actual closeout date, okay? Again, it's just too risky. And by the time most of your stuff gets checked in anyways, chances are those prices are already tanking, just because everybody's trying to get rid of their inventory before the actual closeout date, all right? So just something to keep in mind. You definitely want to stop sooner than later, because then otherwise you're going to be holding that bag, holding that inventory, and then you're never going to sell out. And if you do, you're going to lose so much money in that process. So do be careful and strategize accordingly. Now, one last thing I will say that's kind of weird that's happened to me, I don't know if it's happened to everybody else, is that even though Amazon will say the cutoff date is around, April the 30th or whatever, if you still have some inventory left over, surprisingly, some of it will still sell for a few weeks and whatnot, so you'll actually be able to sell some of it. So, but still, you don't want to risk that in case Amazon, tightens down on that on the upcoming year. And so it's important to still get rid of it, even though you want to take that risk, okay? Again, it's happened to me, but I don't want to make it a 100% fact because I don't want none of you guys to basically follow what I'm saying and then risking that, and then you lose out on your products, okay? So please don't do that. Please get rid of your inventory towards the end and make sure you liquidate. And, by then you should have taken full advantage of the multiple category beforehand, all right? So, but without further ado, guys, that is it for this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope it helped you determine what a multiple product was, when to set it in, and just kind of a general sense of some of the products you might think of to, send in as multiples and everything else in between. But aside from that, guys, that is it for this video. I will see you on the next one. Peace.